What's going on, guys? It's been a couple days since I went ahead and made part one to the old A4B5. Got caught up with side jobs, side projects. You can see the boxes stacking up, cars stacking up. A couple parts that came in. We did definitely order a lot. Some of them are for the Audi, some aren't. But in this video, join me as I start tearing this girl apart. We're gonna see other parts come in and so on. Try to update as I go. Life gets a little busy sometimes, but you know how it is. I do appreciate everybody that reached out, all the new subscribers, the views. I was very shocked to see, to me as well as it did, 400 plus views, what have you, 20 plus subscribers, which is amazing. Didn't really think, anything of it going into this, but very cool to reply to you guys on the messages, comments. Appreciate the support. So, yeah, try to see what I could do as far as making how-tos, tips and tricks, so on and so forth. I'm just going to keep doing what I do and see how you guys like it. Appreciate the support. Let's get tearing this thing apart. Well, like any true European vehicle, we got to get the car in its service position. I'm going to make it easier for me, myself in the future, because I do have suspension work to do. We'll go ahead and take the wheels off first, then get the front end into service position, which includes front bumper, front core support, draining the AC, draining the radiator. We'll get the oil out of it because we're doing a fresh fill on everything anyways. But yeah, let's get her up, get it going. All right, we got the wheels off. You can see all the barnacles and crust and rust, corrosion. These rotors look like they were fresh, but this car probably sat for a while because the pads are new. And like I said, a lot of the other control arms, links were new. Went ahead and soaked these down on both sides. Because they do look like they used this bolt. This bolt is usually torque to yield. And if you know how to get these off, sometimes you'll be sitting here drilling them out just to free up the control arm bolts. So, just to be safe. A lot of parts look like they were one-sided repair. Like this rotor doesn't look like it's been replaced ever, but definitely pad slap. Same with this strut. This strut is a replacement. We don't know if it's a standard suspension sport, who knows, but a lot of the control arms, which is nice, has been replaced. Come on this side. This rotor looks like it was new. Car sat for a bit. It went bad, so it's hard to say. Same with the strut. This is a sports strut, OE strut, so yeah. Now going to the back, same story on this side. Newer face, it doesn't always scream new part, but you never know with the rotors because they sit out, bare metal, same thing, pad slap. Fresher caliper usually indicates, at least a caliper or a bracket was put on. Now see, this is the red shock strut system in the back. Does have a snap spring, that's original. Sway link, sway bar bushings were replaced, like I stated in the earlier video. The same thing over here, you can really see a brand new caliper, brand new rotor and pads, so we got a nice upgrade for this. With that being said, we do have some nice coilovers, nothing too fancy. You guys will see them when they come in. We also have some nice drilled and slotted rotors. I actually have those sitting right here. And we got some nice Hawk pads, some track pads coming in that'll go with that. Make it real nice combo, handling, braking. We'll paint the whole calipers yellow. That's kind of a thing to do around here. But anyways, let's move on to getting this front end off and getting deep dive in under the hood. The most important stuff. So usually to get these off, right in the wheel liner, you have these plastic rivets that kind of hold onto the old undershield here. This one is obviously missing. The rest is literally just a big clip behind the bumper that holds onto the fender. Same thing with the other side. Get those off. This one's got a little Allen still, or a Torx, a couple Torx. Once those are off, you simply take your hand, kind of hard on this one. Some of them actually are vented like this side. You can actually just pull these off or pop them off carefully. A lot of this old brittle plastics will shatter on you. And let me get those off. Once those are gone, you can see a little Allen bolt right up in there. So you can see we went ahead and popped those little plastic grills off. Sometimes you can, like I said, grab them, pop them right off. This one, you're gonna push that little tab in, and you can kind of pop them right off. Pull them right off either directions. And then you can see we have a little Allen bolt on both sides. These are a 6mm Allen head. I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew those. This whole front bumper should kind of slide up and out. Like I said, the plastic brackets behind here, they might fight you a little bit. You wiggle them, pop them, try to scrape through on the side here. Once we get that loose, and then be careful because you're not done. Once that's loose, if you have washer headlight nozzles like this, you will have to undo the main feed hose, which is on this side. I'll show you when I get that off here next. We went ahead and removed the front bumper. Got these 2 long bolts out. Like I stated. Then you got these little fog lights, if you have fog lights. Go ahead and disconnect these on either sides. This is easier with the vehicle lowers to the ground, unless you have an extra set of hands. This is a little clip. Mine was broken and missing, so that was pretty easy. You can see it normally attaches right there. Be very careful. I mean, not the end of the world. Who knows if they even work, but that's that. You will have to cap this off, or you'll be able to only fill it up so high and you'll have washer fluid draining out. So I'll have to take care of that. And yeah, next step, get this front core support out. It is plastic. I would remove the headlights first. Couple bolts. Pop those out of the way. If they're delicate, these are obviously nothing special, but next steps is get rid of any electrical harness connectors that are on there in the way, like this guy. I'm gonna unbolt the cooler. This is your power steering cooler. Take this plastic shroud off. Pops right on and off, clips on and off to the intercooler there. So you're not gonna break any brittle plastics, old plastics. You know how it goes. Working on older vehicles isn't always fun. Next you're gonna tackle are these bolts right here. You can, I forget which bolt, but typically you could leave one on. It's kind of a guide bolt for you to be able to slide this whole front fascia off in a way. But yeah, next you could take those off, take the little guy 10 to 8mm off right there. And if you haven't drained your AC, right now is a good time to do so. Sometimes if you do have a good condenser or what have you, I don't think I'm gonna be keeping the AC system in this for the future big turbo build and so on, unfortunately. As weight savings, get rid of a lot of AC clutter, nice clean bay, so on. So I might accidentally fall into this with the screwdriver, I don't know. The right way to do it is obviously drain it properly with an AC machine or an evacuation machine. And do it the right way so you're not burning up the ozone. But let's go ahead and get this front end off next. And we're back. We finally got the front end off. A lot of rusty old bolts and so on. These are all Torx, so you know how that goes. Had to bring out the old torch, a little bit of MAP gas, heat them up, get them off. The little trick I was talking about, if you leave this top left one in, you could take the little shock absorbers off, you leave those guys in, the whole intercooler piping will stay on. It's like a front frame support slash snub mount slash, runs from the turbo cold side to the intercooler. So if you don't want to mess with it, you can leave it off or take those 2 clamps off and the whole thing will kind of fall off with the front end. With that being said, in order to take the front end off, I already pointed out those bolts, a couple top bolts, a couple of the coolant hoses. This is a lot easier if you just take the upper radiator hose clamp off, and the lower, this goes to the reservoir, this goes to the thermostat housing. If you pop those off, you won't find yourself fighting yourself trying to get that crusty old clip out of there and off the radiator. Sometimes you can snap the radiator neck. I may replace this whole assembly, honestly, because well, I'm already here. Might as well find a nice upgraded aluminum radiator with a nice hose. Some of them have the sensors on them, some of them don't. Those are the easier ones, nicer ones, if you ask me. But other than that, like I said, a couple bolts on the sides. Horns on both sides. All the harness for the hood. Hood jar, you'll find the big bulk of them right under the power steering cap. They sit right there. Those are the whole harness on the car side, the front core support side. So you can literally remove them and be able to just take the whole front end off. And then you're here. Yep, I did end up cutting the radiator, or the condenser off. It's kind of the junk pile. It was gonna add up because we're taking a lot of junk, unnecessary evap, AC, a lot of that type of stuff off. It's more so a summer car, need a heat. I expect to have this engine in and out, and a lot of different turbo setups and so on. Makes it a lot easier without having all this junk in the way, you know? And then obviously the condenser and so forth. So yeah, next, watch me as the engine bay gets a lot tighter, a lot cleaner. Start this timing belt job here. Finish getting the rest of the stuff off. But you can see what I'm kind of battling up against. Rusty old bolts, and this whole side of the engine's just caked in oil. Never been maintenance, I'm sure, as far as all that goes. So I'll be doing a lot of deep degreasing and so on, and get rid of a lot of that. Air box, harness, tighten things up. Simple as that. So yeah, got a couple things to add to the parts list. I'm gonna continue removing a couple things, and we'll see you on the next one when I get all the available parts in. You'll start seeing like painted valve covers, intake manifolds, nice shiny drilled insulated rotors, Gates timing belts, maybe an electronic fan, maybe a bigger radiator. We'll see. But for now, thank you guys for joining in. Sorry to keep you guys waiting, but on to the next one. Thank you.